Welcome back to the Suicide Squad. It's actually not called it's just Suicide Squad. Part 2, The War. 26. Colonel Rick Flag, exhausted from battle, wished the damn war was already over. He stood on the helicopter skid as they approached the Midway City airport. In the distance, he could see large columns of smoke staining the clouds gray. How much of Midway has already been destroyed? He wondered. He glanced at the news channel streaming over his cell phone. Getting up to the minute intel from reporters on the ground was always faster than waiting for it through official channels. Government bureaucracy. Still immobilizing America after more than 2 centuries. War's come to our country, the on-air reporter said. Good part of our city has already been overrun. We have yet to see the face of our enemy. It's a girl. War has come to our country, the on-air reporter said. A good part of our city has already been overrun, and we have yet to see the face of our enemy. She paused for dramatic effect before continuing. Too many have died. In experts fear this is just the beginning. Let's go to Walter Goodwin, standing outside of City Hall for further details. Walter? Blake shoved the phone back into its holster and marveled at the makeshift base the military had hastily set up. It looked as if it had been there for years, not hours. The tarmac was littered with inflatable tents. Air Force gunships sat on the ground. Weapons were being loaded onto them while the ground crews pumped fuel. Everywhere Flag looked, armed choppers lifted off and disappeared into the cloud-shrouded city. For them, the war was just beginning. Flag was pretty certain he would never see any of those men and women again. He watched as soldiers were carried on stretchers to portable hospital units that hadn't been there 4 hours earlier. Medics were rushed in from nearby medical facilities to patch up the wounded so they could be sent right back into the fray. Their injuries had barely been stitched together, let alone healed. His chopper landed and Flag stepped off the skid and crossed the strip toward the building where his 23-man SEAL platoon waited for him. He passed a blacked-out window and nosed his haggard reflection. He looked as if he'd been through hell and hadn't yet made it back. He entered the complex to see his men. They looked just as drained as he was. 4 soldiers, however. Kowalski, Gomez, Gray, and Nate were different from the rest. They were muscular, oozing with confidence, covered with armor and ass-kicking weapons. Fresh meat for the fight. He'd never worked with any of them, but he knew they were SEALs, the best of the best, and unlike Flag's so-called team, they'd follow orders, without question. Their leader, Lieutenant Edwards, went by the nickname GQ, and his combat record read as impressive. Besides being an Academy grad and having a PhD from Stanford, GQ had been awarded a trunkload of medals. It spoke volumes that he wasn't showing off by wearing any of them now. But Flag had been in the military for most of his adult life. On paper, the man sounded perfect. Over the years, Flag had run across a lot of corpses who did, as well. He would reserve final judgment until after their first skirmish. GQ gave a big smile and saluted Flag with crisp precision. First fight I've been able to drive to, he said. Flag nodded. Let's hope it's not a regular thing. GQ leaned over and dropped his voice to whisper. So what's in there, Rick? People are scared. I heard a squad of Rangers fast roped off their helo, then shot themselves. There was the sound of an aircraft, and Flag turned away answering him. The C-17 had landed, with Waller's recruits from the inner circle of hell rolling to a stop. Those assholes here yet? Damn, he thought. This is so wrong. Then aloud, and to no one in particular, they're here. GQ knew just enough to return with dangerous snark. I'm calling it now, he said. This is going to be a total goat rope. How'd you get sucked into this? I don't like this any more than you do, Lieutenant. Flag couldn't turn back to answer Edwards to his face, not without betraying the depth of his own doubts. But once we're on the objective, these assholes are mildly interesting. Besides, if they get the domes canoed with accidental headshots, I'll shed no tears. GQ understood perfectly. The tail ramp of the C-17 lowered. Flag drew his pistol from its holster and checked the mag. Come on, he said. Let's welcome our little choir boys to ground zero. Though they both wished they were any place else but here, 2 of them made their way to the aircraft. As the 2 walked toward the newly arrived aircraft, GQ looked back to see his men still lodged in the doorway, waiting for orders. No question they were the best. If anything went south, it wouldn't be because of them. All right, kids, he said. Show of force time. Any of these walkie-talkies make a move, put a Chuck Taylor in his ass. His SEALs gave him a thumbs up and followed. They got to the C-17 just as Harley, Deadshot, Diablo, and Croc emerged, all wearing orange jumpsuits, all shackled to their restraint chairs. What the hell, Flag? Croc, still chained to the forklift, was wearing a mask designed to prevent him from using his powerful jaws. They were wheeled down the ramp, only to stop in front of several closed black bags that were sitting on the ground. Croc and Diablo were conscious, but weren't resisting. There were dozens of military sharpshooters positioned on rooftops and along the pathway who would trade a night with a porn star to put as much lead in their heads as their weapons could fire. You just don't fight that kind of stupid, over-the-top determination, GQ thought to himself. Flag walked up to Diablo. If looks could have killed. So here's how it's going down, he said. And you better listen. We're going to remove your restraints. Anyone testing me gets a face full of brown tips. As one, the sharpshooters disengaged their sidelocks. Keys unlocked the handcuffs, the padlocks, and the shackles. They all clanked to the ground. Harley, Diablo, and Deadshot were free. Flag put his pistol against Croc's temple. Okay, unlock him. GQ and Gomez both reacted with a queasy gulp. Croc was more reptile than man, and neither had ever seen anything like him, before. His chains crashed to the asphalt, and the two seals quickly stepped back. Croc massaged his wrist and turned to Flag. Thank you, he said almost apologetically. That startled GQ. He hadn't expected it. Hell, he hadn't expected Croc to be able to talk at all, let alone in fluent English. Of course, even a monster like him could tell he was outnumbered. What's that? Harley said loudly. I should kill everybody and escape? Is that what you want me to do? Is it? Sorry. The voices. I'm kidding. That's not what they really said. More than a dozen weapons were aimed directly at her head. She looked sheepish. Tapped a finger to her temple. Sorry, she said sweetly. Ignore me. It was just the voices telling me what I should do. They stared and she grinned back. Hey, I'm kidding. Jeez. Chill out. That's not what they really said. GQ shot Flag a look. Is this really happening? Then Harley laughed. You guys are gonna make this so fun. GQ nodded toward Flag and pointed up to the south. A Black Hawk chopper was coming in, prepared to land, and U.S. Marshals with SWAT gear jumped from its hold even before it touched ground. A moment later, a large canvas bag thudded to the asphalt. It's actually asphalt. The bag squirmed as it hit the ground. Something was inside. Again, the sharpshooters adjusted their gun sights. Stand down, Flag said as he approached it. He removed his combat knife and sliced it open. A man had been folded into the bag. He was dressed in street clothes. Been waiting for you to get here, Harkness. He leaned over towards GQ. No, this is not it. Been waiting for you to get here, Harkness. He looked over toward GQ. Meet George Deere Harkness, known throughout Australia as Captain Boomerang, or Boomer. You need at least 2 reams of paper to print out his full rap sheet. Edward recognized the name. Boomer's weapons of choice was expectedly tricked-out boomerangs. Give him one with a razor's edge, and he could take down at least half of Flag's heels without breathing hard. Harkness saw Flag staring at him. Flag? Rick Flag? That you? You're looking ripper, mate. That's British. I can't do an Australian accent today. Good day, mate. Flag? Rick Flag? That you? You're looking ripper, mate. He gave the colonel a huge hug, as they had been best friends for years. But I got to say, mate, what is this? One minute I'm having a nice dinner with me mum, and then this red streak hits me out of nowhere. Harkness, you were robbing a diamond exchange. You don't think I've been fully briefed on you? Yes, of course, but we were dining on delicious... I can't do this. God damn it. Oh, shit. Good day, mate. Yes, of course, but we're dining on delicious Tim Tams at the time. My mom specializes in buying them from... Wow, this is awful. It's the worst Australian accent I've ever done. My mom specializes in buying them from the local bottle shop, you know? They're like heaven's throwing a party in your mouth. Flag pushed Harkness' head. Shut up and get in line with the others. Returned back grin. Come on, mate. Show some respect. Respect is earned, Harkness. Earned. Well, starting to count then. As they approached the rest, he gestured towards the Belgrade inmates. I'm seeing what I expect in numbers 1 through 4 of the FBI's most wanted. He then gestured to the SEALs. These soldier boys are carrying enough gunfire to take down most Middle East countries. Finally gave Flag. Oh, shit. That wasn't it. I'm seeing what I expect in numbers 1 through 4 of the FBI's most wanted. He then gestured to the SEALs. These soldier boys are carrying enough gunfire to take down most Middle East countries. Finally, he gave Flag a big and sincere smile. And there's you, Mr. Government Agent himself. This isn't the... Oh, this was entirely him? Oh, fuck. Well, starting to count, then. Good day, mate. Well, starting to count, then. As they approached the rest, he gestured toward the Belgrade inmates. I'm seeing what I expect in number 1 through 4 of the FBI's most wanted. He then gestured to the SEALs. These soldier boys are carrying enough gunfire to take down most Middle East countries. Finally gave Flag a big and sincere smile. And there's you, Mr. Government Agent himself. This isn't the way to gain respect, Harkness. I'm all twisted over with shame, mate, Boomer replied. Now, if you've recruited those Bell Rev rejects, you're probably not here playing cops. So tell me, Flag, what's all this? I told you before. Shut up and behave! Before the Australian could reply, a black SUV pulled up. The door opened, and a pair of FBI agents dressed in identical black suits with identifying lapel pins dragged a giant of a man out of the car and pushed him toward Flag's new best friends. He was secured by reinforced handcuffs. Flag had read his dossier. He was called Slipknot, and the big bastard came equipped with an elaborate array of ropes and tackle. According to the files, there's nothing he couldn't do with them. The lead FBI agent gave orders for the cuffs to be unlocked. As soon as they were, Slipknot thanked the agent by punching her in the mouth. She had a mouth. He went over like a sack of potatoes and didn't get up. She went over like a sack of potatoes and didn't get up. Every weapon in the area was suddenly turned toward him. He held his wrists together, daring them to cuff him again. The Flag broke through their tension and waved to join the others. Just what we need, he thought. Another deranged man to keep track of. As if it wasn't bad enough. As the newcomer got in line, Harley stared at his boots. Hey, big guy, your shoelace is untied. Slipknot looked down, checking, but then heard Harley's giggle. He gave her a low growl. Slammed his right fist and just opened left hand. Shut up! Flag shouted, getting their attention. That's enough! He stepped up to make sure they didn't miss a word. You're next! The injection you all got. It's a nanite explosive the size of a rice grain. It's also as powerful as a hand grenade. Disobey me, you die. Try to escape, you die. Otherwise irritate or, vex me in any way, guess what? You die. Their hands instinctively went to their bandages. Gently, he noticed. Then Harley gave Flag a smirk and raised her hand. Sir, she said, sharply saluting him. I've been known to be quite vexing. Sir, just forewarning you, sir. Flag was not amused. Lady, shut up! This is the deal. You're going somewhere very bad, do something that'll probably get you killed. Till that happens, you're my problem. And just so you know, I got a real short fuse when it comes to dealing with problems. By the way, refuse to go on this mission, or you can guess what happens then. Boom! 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 They waited for more. Flag was done. Deadshot looked to the others in the back of the colonel. What the hell was that? That, Mr. Lawson, Flag replied, was a pep talk. Do everything I say to the letter, or I'll kill you. Man, you've got to work on this team motivation thing. You ever heard of Phil Jackson? Triangle, bitch? He's the gold standard. Harley grinned. I only got one question, oh great leader. What? He waited for another smart-ass response, but she surprised him. You say we're probably going to our deaths, she said cheerily. And you say if we don't do what you tell us to do, you'll kill us. So if we die either way, what's in it for us? Flag had been waiting for it. The things out there that we're going to fight, well, there's always a chance you might survive. Do what I tell you, and you just might. So coming with me, you're betting on yourself. But you screw with me, you're 100% no doubts about it dead. I thought it over. Well, even without knowing anything, I gotta say, I'm kinda intrigued. She turned to the others and grinned. Come on, you knuckleheads. It's rah-rah-rah time. Let's do this for the Gipper, whoever this crazy dude is. No one replied. But a couple of them nodded or shrugged, so Flag gestured for the SEALs to open several large black Pelican cases sitting on the tarmac. They did so, revealing the tools of trade for each of the inmates' uniforms, weapons, and more. Everything that defined them as the bad guys they were. There's your stuff, Flag said. Take what you need for a fight. We're wheels up in 10. GQ watched them go through the cases like Black Friday shoppers, though they weren't nearly as violent, he supposed. Flag, you never said they'd be armed. Lieutenant, what I'm not telling you about this op could fill a football stadium. Flag replied as he turned away and walked off. GQ ran to his side and reached for him. I'm asking again, what are my men walking into? You wouldn't believe me, Flag answered. He gently removed GQ's hand from his shoulder and walked off. Oh, I hate when my computer does this.